Alright, hello once again YouTube. Welcome back to some more Factorio. Last time I said I was going to wait for the current research to finish and then we'd rejoin, which I have done. So there's just been a short sort of 2-minute gap while I waited for the research to finish. We had a little bit of attack, nothing major. We've come under a little bit of attack. Now, the first thing we've got is logistics. 2. So we have access to the fast belts. We don't have fast loaders yet, but we have the faster belts. So we're going to do a little bit of upgrading on the mines to make sure they can run at full power, specifically this one. Because we should be able to feed more stuff directly into the iron mine. But before that, we also got more inserter options. So what we're going to do, assuming they can reach, we're going to put those two there. We should be able to now go, yes, drop tile there. We can now automatically feed these two guns. They're no longer having to worry about running out of ammo. That's one of the things we were waiting for a little while. We're currently doing electric energy distribution. I'm guessing, I think every single research that they stacked up last time is slower than, or was faster than the one I put at the front. Oh dear, I spent the last half noodling around trying to fill time for nothing. By fill time, I mean providing quality content, of course. That's why we do it like that, so we can go around it. Yes, we're going to feed back in on this, so we can accelerate the mining a bit further, like I say, feed more onto the same belt. And to do that, we're going to need the faster belt, because the current one won't cut it. We're limited to, what is it, 15 items a second? Red belt will do twice. We'll also have to upgrade this setup a little bit, because that also isn't going to cut it. Also need some iron. Some bullets happening there. We could also do improving our military tech a bit preemptively if we can, so I might try and aim towards that. Currently doing electrical energy distribution, which will give us a few more options for power. We need one of those, we need two of those. Replace the ones there. That. Just manually replace for now. We could set it up on our upgrade planner, but for now, manually will be fine. Also, look how fast we run on it. Yeah, very quick on red belts. The faster the belt is, the faster it throws you along too. I don't know exactly how many we're going to need, so we're just going to make a bunch. You might notice some of the ones at the end aren't really running all the time. They are now. Go making iron a little bit faster. It's not big, but it'll add up. So it'll be back up reasonably quickly. The fact it isn't doing it instantly shows it is actually sucking up quite a lot of metal. A lot of ore every second, I should say. I think, is that running a full belt now? Yeah, it is running the full belt now. So I think it's actually pretty much perfect yet. We're perfectly filling up to now. Right. So the next thing we're going to look towards military. And also electrical, because electrical comes with a big advantage. The power poles, the medium poles, which are the one which they basically replace the small poles. In that they do literally replace the small poles the moment you have them in function. Because they do exactly the same thing, but they have a longer reach and they cover a wider area. They are just outright better. There's no nuance to it. They are just an improvement. Once you can do one, they're better. They just cost a bit more. Honestly, not to a degree where you really have to worry about it. They do use steel, so you might have to ramp up your steel production a little bit, but you're making a lot of them. But like, you only need them occasionally. You're not going to be using the majority of steel on electrical poles normally. Case in point. Look how quickly that chest is filling up because we're barely using any of it at the moment. We will start to need it automated later, but for the moment we're making enough. Look at all those labs running. How we do it? We're still at about 150, so we're still using it up at about the rate we're getting it at the moment. It's also very good, but some of the researches take longer than others, so it varies a bit. Might want to upgrade our repair towers as well at some point. I would consider alongside the research stuff. We've just done electricals. I can show you because we have two new options. We're going to replace that entirely. I'm going to put those there. There's big poles. It's an electrical pylon. You've probably seen these before if you live anywhere with electricity. They have, that's not even the extent of it, but they have a very long reach. That's about the most I have to say, really. It doesn't have a big supply area. They do have to connect onto a grid relatively near a smaller pole. But yes, they'll power a larger... They've got a really big light in them as well. I think they've got a bigger light in them as well. That's interesting. But yeah, they'll transfer power a long way. Mediums. See, they only take up one space on the ground, but one next to the older type. Yeah. They are just bigger. They are, I said, outright better. And they don't need wood, which means that you don't need to be chopping down trees just to build them. Oh, a friend of mine had just got back to me on something. I will just very quickly check that. Let's see. So, we're saying about military. This is one I want to get to later as well, because it's fun. Trains. Yes, we'll do military too. It's very cheap. It's one primary bit we want for the moment, but we might even... What I'm thinking we'll do for this episode, I had a bit of an idea here. We're going to extend the wall. We're going to try and go all the way up to just south of this iron patch and cut across there up to this cliff. So we'll go up from about there-ish. We'll do a new... We'll get the belt set up before we worry about securing everything. We'll build the turrets as we go. And we'll just try and cut off this entire sort of section so we have a huge chunk, about the size of our original base, to work with, where we're not worrying about attack. Yeah, so the main thing we want from this, so darts, whatever, they're a modded thing. Dart turrets are like a cheap, very early game turret. I don't really think they're even worth it. Grenades are... They might be worth it later on, but I never thought they were great. Grenades clear a large area and they explode. They're good for clearing trees early on. Piercing rounds do a lot more damage and they can injure the larger biters more easily, because we'll start to get to larger ones that are very bullet resistant. You kind of need to like tear up every now and then to hurt them effectively. But the main thing we want them for is military science, which is a different type of science that's just used for combat tech. And as you can see, there's some interesting looking stuff there. Yes, that's a sun mirror laser. We'll get to that. Gate is one I also want at some point. It's quite expensive, so we'll maybe leave it for now, but I'd quite like that for like being able to leave the base easily without having just outright gaps. I think I'll throw military science there, because that'll allow us to research, again, quite a lot of improved defenses. This is the main one. This and that later on, but the flamethrowers is the main early game one. But to make use of those, we're going to need to be able to collect oil. So we're going to put fluid handling there, and we're going to put oil processing there. And we'll leave that running in the background while we expand the base. So, how are we doing down there? Damage is happening. It's well within the repair range. I think the repair range covers the whole of the walls. So, let's connect up those walls we're making somewhere near here. Here. Expand how many can be sat in there. Let's connect some belts. There's a bunch of those that have already been made. Because we'll want to expand the ammunition carousel all the way around. And let's start expanding. What I'll do for now is I'll just put a splitter in and out, so that we don't stop it by accident. We want to leave the old one running while we expand the new one. And we're just going to... That will be a gate later on. In fact, no, that should not be where the hole in the wall is. We'll put the hole entering X thing there. We don't want it too close to that, because that's an area that comes under attack a lot. Right, wall. Let's make a section of this, actually, and then we can copy-paste it. Let's be smart about this. We already have a bunker section, so we'll maybe do a bunker section so roughly the reach of the guns apart. So we do one... Oh god, I don't know quite how far that reach is. Where's the range of the gun turret? So, yeah, so about... Yeah, it's about its own width apart, isn't it? Let's get the belt out to there. Yeah, we'll just copy a section of wall. Make the building a little quicker. Hang on, can I just go... Cancel that. Can I just copy this section and use that as the blueprint? No, because I need to get these going the right way. But yes, we'll do that. We'll do that even. Make an expanded one. This will be bunker plus wall. There we are. And then we'll switch to nanobots later to actually put it together. It should be about every sort of distance they can cover apart. I don't know quite how far apart they'll need to be, so we'll hedge our bets and build it. Assuming that we're going to come attack under every section at once. In fact, I guess we can build it all the way up to here. Might as well if it doesn't take that long. Well, actually, yeah, why not? We'll include those new iron patches inside our base's territory. Plus wall. In fact, for the sake of the terrain, I'm going to leave that next one outside of it. It's fine. It's actually quite close to the starting zone to have a new iron field as well. That's actually quite good. Got a little bit lucky on the terrain generation there, I think. What we'll do is we'll have that go to there. This section's going to be a bit weird, and then I'm going to go... I can't get through that anyway, so... have that go down there. This section, even though it's got the protected bit there anyway. That go to there. Anything there? Yep. And we'll have these come back the other way. It's a little narrower than the original base, but it's longer. Again, it's a lot of empty space. Oil, however, we will need a little bit more work on because I'm not seeing any patches of it immediately. Which means we're going to have to explore a little bit when we get to that step, but that will be one of the next major steps after the expansion, I think. We're going to want to expand to oil because we're going to need it. We need it for rocket fuel, and we need it for plastic. And for sulfur, which means we also need it for chemical stuff. So, yeah, quite a few things. Like in real life, it's unfortunate that it is such an environmental disaster because it is also extremely useful. I also want to put in repair turrets. I might put in a couple behind each segment. Okay, back up there. Let's have it go along there. Cross back over here. Where is being eaten? There. Ah, you're fine. Made the damage there yet. There we go, we'll have it connect back in. Little processing is done, so we'll add the capacity to add that. Let's get the trains running. So, trains are a very cheap way to take things a long distance without having to build like huge belts or pipes or anything. So we'll get that going. We'll want to build the proper rails. I believe Bio Industries does add the crushed stone as a requirement. Oh, pardon me, but they're still not very expensive. And we'll want fluid wagons. And we might research some of those fancier looking trains. They don't do anything different. They're just literally prettier. It might also take lab research speed. Put on the queue for afterwards. So, it's time to add some nanobots. We're probably going to want about 50. And yeah, start installing those walls. We'll probably have to restock halfway at some point, but we'll also have to connect up these power grid setups. Yeah, also probably need quite a lot of iron for the turrets. Lit electrical poles. I guess lighted is technically right. I guess it's right, but it sounds weird. I forgot we even had that little stockpile. Oh yeah, we've got pumps as well. That's for keeping fluid pressure up so it transfers at a good rate. That's the sort of thing I could have included in the blueprint if I thought about it, but oh well. Ah, it looks like the gap is about right though to put one of those in between each. That's actually quite nice. We'll do that. And it lights up the sections. Thank you, nanobots. It's like watching the crafts building from the depths. Yeah, I'll try to get back to From the Depths and Super Rewards at some point, but I've been feeling Factorio recently. I've been feeling a change on the channel, so we're doing this for a bit. Again, it's a not scrapped, not even on as permanent a hold as some things like Astrox, but definitely back burner for now, those two, I think. Again, because I really felt like a change. And Factorio's been doing okay, so not amazing, but nothing on my channel does amazing anyway, so I'll take doing okay as perfectly good. If I was really worried about growth, I'd have never stopped doing from the depths. But I can't imagine I'd be having a huge amount of fun with that either, so... There has been rumblings about plasma. There has been stuff happening there, so I don't think it's on the immediate horizon, but I also think it will be happening at some point, so I will keep you guys posted. Trust me, there'll be some From the Depths content if plasma does properly get released finally. No, I have not forgotten. That's one of the things I said the game needed, so I wanted some new weapon systems and things, some things to make it less stale. Hey, there's trains. Tracks. Oh, that's upgrade. As I say, I don't think we've got electric tracks mod. It's just upgrade from the old wooden rails that you can get access to a bit earlier. A bit cheaper, but they're not quite as good, I think, or they just look a bit different. What is the difference in wooden rails? Is it just the sleepers? Oh, I guess it's just wooden sleepers rather than concrete. Maybe it's just looks and something for the bio industry's mod to do. I'll complain about that. Oh, right. Poles, because they're using the old wooden ones. Are these the wooden ones? No, they're lit ones. Light electric poles. Alright, we need more turrets. As you can see, look how quickly we can do stuff now. That's a good sign of how like far we've come just in like a few episodes. We can just be like, yeah, I just want to, you know, make a second base the size of our entire original one with defenses up and running. Here we go. Up and running already. 2 new iron patches fresh for you, so in fact 3. Include that one on the coast. Takes like a little bit, but like it's not that bad. I don't have to do any of the work. Pretty good, all things considered. We're out of nanobots again. Make as many as we can. What's left? I think we're going to have to restock. Right. Back we go. But that wall of defences is working, so we can leave it alone for a bit. Oh yeah, chemical plants, pump jacks, all sorts of new things. We'll get to those. A fair chunk of this episode might just be building these, but please forgive me. B, no, what's the one to get rid of things? Oh, D? Do we have the nanobots for that? No, I guess not. You can tell your stuff to automatically disassemble things as well once we have the right stuff, so... that's where the iron's going. Oh, right, yeah, because we used from that chest and probably spent the whole time refilling it. Rather than use from there again, we'll grab the copper out of here. We're not going to want quite a lot of nanobots for anything else after all, but we're going to grab the iron down at the bottom. Probably also add more brick in at some point soon. See how well the stockpiling's going. Max out. 200. 100 at least. 150? How much it is at this point. Make a bunch. Defense looking okay. Defense looking okay. Yeah, sure are a lot of them, but not getting through at the moment. I won't pretend it's not a little concerning, but we're holding for the minute. Can we put, let me drop that for the moment. Let's do efficiency and power, and then do lab, wherever it was, lab. Let's do those in first, that should make them work a little better. I'm not sure if efficiency is like power efficiency or like research pack efficiency, but repair pack efficiency, but at any rate, I won't have both. Oh, actually, made too many nanobots, I can't fit them all in. Oh well. I've still got lots of walls. Oh, I probably should have got some more walls, but we've still got a fair few. Cut that out, gonna leave that there in the way. Actually, I need some new belts as well. Yeah, we'll need to restock on belts and things in a minute then. those. All this music. I need everything as well, as far as I'm concerned, in this game. The internal wall's probably in the way now, but we'll worry about that later. We might end up shedding it entirely, but fencing layers and all that. Yeah. I guess we can manually make some belts. We've got loads of metal. They're not very expensive. Power. Getting through it. I need to build some new generators at some point. Maybe one of the first things we'll put in the new section. Maybe put some coal up there as well. So we'll get smelting it up there. Might even try and run the metal that we're making at the bottom of the base up to the top. Or I guess we just run some raw copper up there and have another couple of smelters in, but I don't want to do too heavy on those because they do make pollution. I think while our turrets are holding for now, I'm not convinced we won't need work. And soonish. Rattle walls. Uh-oh. We should go and sort that. That's like the next thing we should do, and like soon. Because they will try and go for the turrets, and without walls they won't last that long. But at least let's make sure the ammunition feeds are actually loading them. Turrets as well now. Okay, let's go grab some more iron. Need walls, which we're making over here. I think that's the main thing we were out of, right? Just walls. Grab all of them. I'm getting through a lot. Grab them all. Pretty much the only thing I think we need now, so. Walls being constructed. It might not even try and get into the new section just yet because there's nothing in it producing pollution. Oh dear, sorry. I don't have too much to say at the moment. We're just sort of doing the thing. Look at all this, there's combat happening. Autosave, thank you. Autosave, thank you, actually, you've reminded me. Oh, are we done? Did I stand on a belt and get run all the way back? We're done! Hooray! We have to do base section thing. Area. Area is probably the right word. We have a new area for making stuff in. It's huge, to the point where we probably want to get some bricks in because it's slow to wander around at the moment. Cut some of these bits of garbage out of the way. Dead trees and rocks. There's not a lot in here, but there's a little bit. Just clear all of these while I'm thinking about it. At least down there. I'll worry about the rest later. But yeah, power is up. Let's actually run a big power pole down this side as well so that we don't lose all power if one section goes down. Oh, that was it. Repair turrets. I knew there was something else we wanted. I should get more of these. They're very heavy on the iron. Grab all of that. these... what we'll do is we'll put one on either side of each big pole, and that should be fine. On either side. Boop, boop. There's a rock. Ah, go quick. There we go. The belt carrying us off. Yeah, should be plenty for self-repair system up here as well. Invincible fortress until the medium biters start spawning, and then we might have a problem. There's also supposedly exploding biters. That is a mod we have enabled. I have yet to see any. Apparently explode and leave fire behind, which I'm kind of interested in, but again, yet to see any, which might be for the best. We need at least that many more. And that suggests we're back. What's the range like? Yeah, we're fine. Okay, so the repair grid encompasses the new walls as well now. Maybe we should plan. Maybe that would be the best thing to do. We are going to need oil. We're going to have to find that first, but I suppose we can do oil refining up in the new area. Oh, hang on. Aha! The radar's found some. So if we run a railway line out of here, maybe across here, or maybe get gates up as one of the next things. Across here, down this way, wind around there, out to here, and we'll set an outpost up there. So let's see. Railway, we're going to need to make. We need concrete. I think one of our next things might be to actually set up concrete production. So let's. Because we're nearly done for this episode, and it's the last one I have time to record today. Let's run some bricks up there. And kind of mark off that that's what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'll stand near it, and hopefully I'll remember. Right. And there. Here we go. Should be okay to mark that. Gun turret there, is there? Okay, that's fine. We can shift that a little bit further along. Help if that was the right way around, wouldn't it? Okay, bricks are running. Won't have quite as much wall production, but at the moment that's fine. But I need me to set that down so it's not using too many extra bricks. That's fine. I'll store some of my spares in there as well, because I'm not going to need that many. They are filling up space. There we go. Oh, that's what we can do with that spare radar. I forgot we had a spare. Let's set that up at the top. But yes, well, let's run those bricks out first. So we'll run bricks into. We'll run them into this corner. We'll try and do it all neatly in one place. Try and be neat. Try and start as we mean to go on. Just there should be fine. Yeah, what do we need for concrete? It's bricks, crushed stone. Can we make bricks to simplify logistics? We might be able to crush them back into crushed stone. Not difficult to make otherwise, but we'll have to run a belt up. We're already doing it for, I can't remember, but we are already doing it for something. There we go, we have radar coverage of the top area. We'll scan sectors even faster. It might actually attract biters up here, but that's fine. That'll spread them out, if anything. I'm pretty sure radar's one of the things they don't like. Look at that. I just can't believe how quick that was to expand. Yeah, Doug's scaling up. I'm learning. Right. No, there's the disassemble recipes. Why can we not do that? Don't we have a bunch? Oh, can't be crafted by hand. Yeah. Yeah, so what is it for concrete? Still a little bit of time. Where is it? Have I actually even researched it? That would be a good start. Take those out. Put that in afterwards. And the trick is getting me to remember for next time. That's fertilizer I was saying about. Yeah, right, now we've got chemical equipment. We can start on that too. I'll throw that in there as well, so that'll hopefully remind me. Yes, so we can start to make the fertilizer, but we'll need sulfur. So we need oil for that. They're all coming full circle. Need the trains to get oil, to make the fertilizer, to make more wood, etc. I think also once we get that, we can start doing, biogardens. They will eat pollution. As it says, one biogarden can absorb 45 pollution units per second, as much as 1,500 trees. You do not need a huge amount of those to scrub quite a lot of pollution. Oh yeah, the other option we have for trains now. tiny trains. They're very cute, but I've been using them a bit recently, so we're going to go full size. Yeah, we have a couple of options for like theming our trains visually as well. We have the crawler locomotives, we have the petrochem locomotives, which are very cool. I do like those. We have the smelting train, which I think are meant to look like they're full of like molten metal or something. Honestly, all of them are okay. I do not think any of these choices have been bad. Can we make these in our inventory? I thought we couldn't make engine units by hand. Maybe that's a modded thing. Right. Concrete. Okay. We'll cut that episode there, since that's when concrete comes onto the tech tree, and that will hopefully remind you for next time. Hopefully you guys have all enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.